corrections, the crypto down cycles. So we've got the best two parts of the cycle to come. Obviously, the best entry was at the bottom of winter. That's when I was buying Solana, Ethereum, all back then. And then I've obviously switched.
Hey everyone, and welcome back to Finance Wolf. In this video, Raoul Pal talks about Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies. Raoul Pal talks about strategies for getting ready for the new age and stresses how important it is to own certain things. Raoul gives useful information on this subject by talking about the different things that affect market trends, such as macroeconomic data and the effect of cryptocurrencies. Also taking into account the possible effects of global events and how important it is to make well-informed decisions. And a lot of other things that Raoul Pal talks about, so please watch the whole video, like, share, and subscribe to our channel Finance Wolf for more fun money videos.
And we started with the banana zone. We even had some memes of bananas in pajamas and did this ridiculous thing. Anyway, it paid off perfectly. But the banana zone is a much bigger concept. And I put a big long tweet thread that I urge you to read about it. And I know a lot of you have. It was hugely well received, explaining that it's not just, oh, Raoul's posted a chart that crypto goes up like this at the end of the cycle. It's nothing to do with that. It's why. It's about liquidity. It's about liquidity cycles. It's about debt refinancing. It's about the everything code. And if you haven't watched the everything code, you don't know what it is, I urge you to watch the video on this channel, Raoul Pal, the Journeyman. It's so important, I can't express. And then watch the major updates I did, the big crypto updates. It'll tell you all about this. But anyway, the banana zone is that period when you transition out of macro crypto spring into crypto macro summer. Now, it happens to bizarrely coincide with the transition to summer that many of us are having. I mean, the Cayman Islands, it's summer all the time. I know your heart bleeds for me, but some of us got to live this life. I take it seriously. So the banana zone is when that happens, usually after the halving, there's this consolidation period, down 20%, chopping around, the usual stuff. And then it starts gathering, and then it goes crazy. So let me show you a couple of charts on this, just so we're on the same page. So this is global liquidity. This is the GMI global liquidity. This was on that tweet thread. Now, it's a very colorful chart. You probably can't read it. If you're colorblind, you're totally fucked. But what it says is the yellow periods of summer. In summer, what we find is liquidity increases. This is global liquidity, not US liquidity, global liquidity. So in summer, liquidity starts increasing. Obviously, 2020, because of the pandemic, it went bananas. But 2016, 2012, these were good periods for liquidity. And guess what? Crypto, technology, they all rose. Then you get into fall. Fall is often when the real fireworks happen. Liquidity keeps pumping and then eventually tops out into winter. That's when you get the corrections, the crypto down cycles. So we've got the best two parts of the cycle to come. Obviously, the best entry was at the bottom of winter. That's when I was buying Solana, Ethereum, all back then. And then I've obviously switched around. So I'm pretty much 100% Solana right now, outside of small meme stuff and other bits and pieces. Because Solana, the Solana Bitcoin cross chart, Solana ETH cross chart looks so compelling that I'm like, if my job here is to make as much money as possible, I'm just going to own the thing that I think is going to go up the most. So that was the view I had. You will have a different way, but please don't get stuck into a narrative. You're still stuck in some fucking token from 3 cycles ago because somebody's telling you that it's going to definitely be the next big thing. It's not big thing after 3 cycles, 2 cycles. It's not going to be the big thing. So just try and make money. I'm trying to allow you not to fuck this up. Don't fuck this up is the key mantra. When you've got a liquidity cycle ahead of you like this, please take advantage of it. The next part of that is the NASDAQ. Maybe you're not crypto people, but God, tech does well in crypto summer. We had an astonishing year last year with long tech all year, astonishingly good year in tech, and it's only going to get crazier. And I'll talk about tech a lot later when I'm talking about where this is all going and why you've only got 6 years to save yourselves before the world gets a little crazy. But in tech, it is fall that is the big period. The later part of the season is when it goes really bananas. That's after the election. This is the same as the election cycle. The election years are in yellow, then the post-election years, that tends to happen. So liquidity is going to pump into the system. It's going to come from different measures. I'm sure there's going to be questions about this in the chat on Real Vision, realvision.com. If you've not gone there, I'm not going to talk to you ever again. If you do come across the realvision.com, I'll say hi and I'll be very grateful. And it's free and I'm there to ask some questions. Okay, NASDAQ, crypto, because you're all crypto junkies. And the reason you're crypto junkies is it makes more money than anything else. I get it. That's the point. That's the point of investing, is to make as much money as possible. So yellow tends to be in the summer, tends to be decent, but there's been 2 cycles where fall was bananas, total bananas. And then you had the last fall in 2021, which was less so. It's because the liquidity came earlier in 2020. So we don't know how it's going to play out, but this is how it should play out. Here's a chart from Exponential Age Asset Management, which is my fund of hedge funds. So it's an asset management firm that invests in the world's best hedge funds to capture this trend of going from $2.5 billion, where the market cap is now, to 10 trillion, where 10 to 15 trillion, where it is this cycle, and then to 100 trillion, where I think it goes by, let's say 2032, 2034, something like that. This is going to be the biggest, largest, fastest accumulation of wealth in all human history. And that's why I keep saying, don't fuck this up. That's why I have a long-term time horizon. That's why I don't trade around this. Just let it do its job. So here's when we talk about doing its job. So we look at the bottom, the highest return section and the lowest return section. So out of the 3 years, crypto spring, macro spring, summer and fall, crypto is the best performing asset in the world, bar none. In the next year, in fall, it's the worst performing asset. Okay, so that's what you get. But when you look at the accumulative returns, NASDAQ since 2011 has done 769%. That's amazing, 17% a year. Well, Bitcoin's done 20 million percent at 139% annualized. Ethereum, 324% at 146% annualized. And Solana, which is a shorter history, 8,300% at 203% annualized. These are bonkers. These are bonkers returns, considering in the middle of those, you've had several down 80% corrections, which is why even the big corrections, how terrible they are, they're all noise. If you just hold on, you're generating between 140 and 200% a year. I mean, Solana's at 240% and it went down 94% in 2022. That's how good this asset is. It's an alien asset class. And I know I bleat up a lot about it, and a lot of you are still not yet comfortable with it, but I can't help you anymore that I'm trying to help you to see what this is. It's a fucking gift. It's the greatest gift we've ever been given. So here's the final thing. This is the banana zone. Why it's called the banana zone is because the chart A looks like a banana and B, everything goes bananas. And that comes after the halving, after this consolidation, it does this. Will it be identical? Is 300 grand the price target? Whatever. I don't know, but it will go bananas unless something dramatic changes. And I do an enormous amount of work on this in Global Macro Investor. And you should, is this chart up on the screen? I'm not sure it is. Okay. Okay. I think I've got a delay. And so I do an enormous amount of work. There's literally thousands of pages of research from Julian Bittel and myself on this. So this is not just some flippant comments. We'd see liquidity rising going forwards. There's sources of liquidity everywhere, from the Fed cutting rate, from the Treasury draining the general account, to the Fed cutting QT, to potentially the Treasury offering some liquidity provisions to China so they can manage the debt deflation. They're starved of dollars. Something with Japan, who also needs dollars because there's their currency's been collapsing. There is a lot of opportunities. The Europeans are going to cut rates. The UK are going to cut rates. There's a lot of opportunity for liquidity. The Fed may, let's say, spin up a special purpose vehicle to get rid of commercial real estate from the banks. Who knows? But the cowbell is coming. Listen out for it. It's already started. So the banana zone is all cowbell and markets going parabolic. So hopefully that gives you some understanding.
Bitcoin prices are set to keep going up, which is likely to lead to not only new all-time highs, but also a trip to for a shocking $95,000. The current Bitcoin price levels are just a matter of time. It's interesting to see how much more is needed to reach this dizzying height. $95,000 will be reached in one move, and it's clear from what he said. I wonder when this move will start. Today, tomorrow, or the next day. It looks like nobody has a good handle on the situation. Recent changes in Bitcoin were affected by research from Mikey Bo Crypto, a fellow commentator. He found a pattern called the cup and handle shape that is currently playing out on weekly time frames. This pattern includes a phase of consolidation after a big price increase, followed by a reversal and a breakout to higher levels. Mikey B Crypto thinks that this rise will cause Bitcoin's price to go up a lot and will be the peak of its current cycle. This analysis was shared as part of X's comments on May 14, 2018. Quint became famous for correctly predicting the price of Bitcoin. Before April's block subsidy, he correctly predicted that BTSD would reach a new all-time high. Even though Bitcoin has been stuck in a narrow range for over a month, and there is a chance that it could fall below $5,000, Quint and Mickey Crypto are not the only ones who think this way. Not everyone is negative about the future. According to well-known trader Don, when the price action gets worse, it usually means that the chop is about to end. Don's latest X content points to a lack of participation, less liquidity, and more compression, all of which are signs that a big move is about to happen. If this video taught you something, please like it and join to our channel that talks about money every day. See you in the next video.